So first of all, anyone we deal with, we deliver the pod to you directly at your own house. We train you up on it. Then we leave it with you and we communicate with you throughout your course. And then we pick up the pod at the end of your course. So one of the great things about Acclimatise Me and our pod in particular is the size of it. If you can see, it slots just next to your normal sofa, so you can put it in your lounge, watch TV while you're doing your sessions. All of our sessions are passive, but we take you to seriously extreme levels of altitude. So we'd actually simulate altitudes up to the equivalent of 8,000 metres, so just short of the top of Everest, which equates to about 7% oxygen. So obviously you don't see people jogging around at the top of Everest, so that's why we do it passively, because you couldn't physically cope with to exercise at that sort of level. But our results are fantastic. We've got 100% summit success rate, and we really hope that continues, and we have no doubt we will. Okay, so the difference between our pod and most of the pods on the market is, or every other pod on the market, is that ours adapts to you as an individual. So we could have myself, a 75-year-old woman, and a professional athlete all doing a course, and it would adapt to each of us very differently because we've had very different altitude thresholds. So how does it do that? Well, attached to the pod is a pulse ox. So when you're doing your session, you clip this on your ear, and this monitors your heart rate and the oxygen level in your blood. And it's the oxygen level in your blood which is absolutely key to altitude training and altitude sickness. The lower the oxygen level in your blood drops, the more likely you are to get altitude sickness, simply because you haven't got enough oxygen in your blood. So you start to feel dizzy, lightheaded, nauseous, etc. Now the way our pod works, it drops the oxygen level in your blood low enough to secrete EPO to stimulate red blood cell production, but not too low to start to feel nauseous, etc. Essentially the symptoms of altitude sickness. So once this is on, it's registering all your details. Literally put this over your nose and your mouth, relax, breathe normally, and press start session. Okay, as you can see, my SpO2 has now dropped to 91% due to the fact I was breathing 10.5% oxygen. Now, I've taken the mask off now to talk, but that would keep dropping, and at some point it was in the high 80%, it would kick through 21% oxygen to make sure I didn't get the side effects of altitude sickness. But it does drop low enough to secrete the EPO to stimulate red blood cell production, and that's absolutely key to the acclimatisation process. Without that, you will really struggle. In the top right hand corner is the percentage of oxygen in your blood, and that's the key number as we talked about earlier. So, I mean, I'm not currently breathing on the mask, so that would be very difficult to talk. But obviously, if I was breathing out less hypoxic air, the lower this would drop. But when it reached to a certain level, it would actually pump through 21% oxygen, so I wouldn't start to feel sick, and it would start to rise again. Probably the most interesting number is this percentage here. That is the percentage of oxygen that is currently being pumped through the tube, which you're breathing in. So 11% equates to about 5,000 metres, which is about top Mont Blanc. But as I say, we can go down to about 7%, which is just short of the top of Everest. Top of Kilimanjaro is 10%, and at sea level is 21%. And that will adapt to you as an individual. So depending on how you cope with the oxygen, it will give you more or less oxygen, pushing you to your limit. It's like an altitude personal trainer, if you like. But if you do have any more questions, feel free to contact me directly. My email address is chris@AcclimatiseMe.com. You can find it on the website, or send an inquiry on the inquiry page. Our Twitter is @AcclimatiseMe. We'd love to follow. We'd love you to follow us, and we'd love to communicate with you.